Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your Star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is my weekly What I've Been Warming, and I have all sorts of goodies here on the table, maybe not quite as much as a couple weeks ago when I was really going ham on the warming. Today I have really enjoyed some good weather, but over the weekend we had some spectacular weather that kept me outside a lot, and so I wasn't quite as interested in changing my wax as often. But we do have some good stuff here. I've got a couple of the Star Wars bars that I wanted to melt immediately after I got my club shipment last week, and the scent of the month, and a few other things to discuss. So let's just dive right on in. First off, my favorite day of melting for the week, which of course was sort of an excuse to go to my favorite place, which is fall melting, was the Forest Star Wars bar. Phenomenal if you are a tree lover. Rustic Lodge that I wanted to pair with it, which was also phenomenal, and Around the Campfire. Now, I don't know where my older clamshell of Rustic Lodge went. I wonder if I accidentally threw it out. But if you guys have Rustic Lodge in your club, and you also have older bars that have the striped packaging, will you please tell me, is there a little bit of a difference in the amount of smoke versus tree that you get out of Rustic Lodge these days? Because I really like this, but I melted through an older clam that's got more smoke, and I liked that even better. This one is heavier on sort of a tree sappy, cedary smell, and they almost smell like different bars to me, and that might just be because I'm so incredibly picky about the nuances, and maybe it just needs to sit longer, but I'm kind of missing my older style Rustic Lodge, and I wonder if they had to reformulate it over time. I don't know. But the Forest bar, oh, you guys, this. It's got cedar, it's got, I believe, fir balsam, and it definitely has a little bit of eucalyptus, which you don't really smell in the bar. It just gives this beautiful, fresh, sweet, clean, evergreen scent. It isn't Christmassy, unless you just hate tree scents, and then everything's going to smell like a Christmas tree to you. But if you like the differences in evergreen or woodsy type scents, you will tell this is not a Christmas scent. I want truckloads of this. This is one of the most wonderful, versatile tree smells I have gotten my hands on in a long time, and only thing I'm sad about is that it's a licensed bar, so I have to pay a little bit more for it, but I'm going to order it through Club, and that way at least it's 10% off. So then the other one that I did with it was Around the Campfire. So alternate warmers of Forest and Around the Campfire gives you a very similar feeling to Rustic Lodge, and all three of those together, I don't really like to camp, but I like the smells of camping. The wonderful, like, in the woods, woodsy, cuddly, early fall camping heart of mine for smells was so happy. This was great, great, great. So another day I went over to a different type of scent profile where I enjoyed it, but it didn't like make me passionately happy like that first one. And that was some berry and some vanilla scents. Now, if you guys watched my warmer and scent of the month video, I guess I was a little cranky, and I completely spaced on the name of Vanilla Waves. So this is what I was trying to talk about when I was saying there's this summery vanilla caramel sea salt smell that I was melting with the new one, which is Jam and Jubilee. And I just couldn't think of it. But Vanilla Waves is safely in my bi-monthly club. It is the most fantastic, decadent, really heavy-duty sweet summer caramel vanilla ice cream and sea salt scent. It's gorgeous. I didn't like it when it first came out. Thank God my younger daughter was really doing the wax thing a couple years ago with me. She's since moved on to greener pastures of only really doing oils, and we don't even do Scentsy oils, but that's another story for another day. But this was her favorite back in the day, and so I still have it in my club. And that throws very well, and it holds up to just about anything that's really heavy duty and sweet. So this new Jam and Jubilee, my review is that it is a very good performing scent. It's a nice medium strong. It's solid. I just am not as much of a lover of the scent notes. There's just something between the syrup and the berries that I don't love. It kind of reminds me of red licorice. It's good, it's just not awesome. And for me. So comparing that to our new berry sweet, I like the more lightened, more crystal, simple syrupy sweetness of this. So this has strawberries, it's got blueberries, and it's got like a sugary sweetness. This has berry compote, blackberries, and maple syrup. You wouldn't think that they're that different, but between the two, I far prefer the berry sweet. If you like sun-ripened berry, which I just talked about this in the other video, you're probably going to love Jam and Jubilee, but I like this one. And if you liked red, white, and berry pie and you prefer berry sweet, I don't know how much you'll like Jam and Jubilee. So those are just my thoughts. It's not worth all that much because I'm not really a passionate berry scent lover anyway, but that's how that went. And then we've got, this was such a nice day. I did a couple of really fresh, clean coconut things. So ocean air and coconut water is in my bi-monthly club. It's definitely gotten stronger over the course of a year. It's a good, solid medium for more than 24 hours in my home. Very, very nice scent. You could have gotten this in a bundle in the flash sale last week. And can we talk about the flash sale, guys? I do want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to you intrepid, loyal customers who waded through the disaster of the line and the ridiculous amounts of time that you had to wait to get into the sale. I personally wanted to see how bad it was going to be. I didn't even know if I would want anything because I have so much wax at this point. I got on at 3 o'clock. I didn't even get into the site until probably 4:15 or later. They still had enough things that I ordered a couple bundles of this and I got a mini warmer, but for me personally, there wasn't a whole bunch where I just had to have it, and there were a couple things that had already sold out that I would have been happier to have those. But anyway, those of you that were so gracious to wait through all of that, and I had an amazing sale. You were so encouraging to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So if you want to tell me that it didn't go well, please be careful and kind how you say that. But if you want to leave me some tales of how your flash sailing went last week, I'd love to know. But anyway, ocean air and coconut water was in one of the bundles. I didn't get that one because I already had this. And I still have some Tahitian Twilight. I still got some pineapple and dragon fruit. And I didn't really love the Pacific Sea Salt Mist from last year that much. But if you don't have this one in your club, I hope, if you love coconut, that you got that in the sale. Coconuts for Coconuts is in the catalog. Now, between the two, I love the lightness and the cleanness and sort of sweet and fresh quality of the ocean air and coconut water. The Coconuts for Coconuts is stronger. To me, it's almost perfumey. I know it's got some, I believe, tiara flower in it. And this one is also very, very fresh, but it's just more. It kind of reminds me of a coconut version of Lush Gardenia. I don't know if any other people would agree with that, but it's just a heady, strong bar. So I did a lot more of the ocean air and coconut water and just a little bit of this in the house, and it was perfect. So, so nice. So then another day, this was one of my favorite melts, aside from my Forest Frenzy in the front of this table here. Sunset Sky and Strawberry from our June 1st, we'll be releasing summer collection, the summer collection, you guys. Everything I have melted, and I even shared some of these with my mom, and she took all of the ones that I let her smell home, and that's unusual for her. This summer collection's fantastic. Oh, so the strawberry and the woods, and it's very summery, and it's sweet, and it's gentle, and it's a phenomenal bar. I melted that with Tropic Nectar, which is in the catalog. This is a little bit stronger. It's a little bit more tropical. I think this one's got coconut water and some really bright, juicy fruits. If you like Paradise Punch, but you want something that's maybe a little bit updated, Tropic Nectar's perfect because it's just a little bit less intense and a little bit creamier. Absolutely glorious bar, a very good throw, and I enjoyed this with my Sunset Sky and Strawberry the other day. Then there was a day where I just needed my bakery. It was kind of cloudy and drizzly, and I put in a whole glorious clam of St. Nickerdoodle, which was in my bi-monthly club haul from last month. I've still got tons of it in the basement, but this just makes me happy. Another question other than flash sale lore: what is the bar that you own or that you miss that just makes you happy, you guys? Like St. Nickerdoodle is one of those that always puts a smile on my face. It's a beautiful baked warm apple with the powdered sugar and the strudel, and it's just hominess and happiness every single time that I use it. And this does not have to be a Christmas time melt for me. That's good any time of the year. And then just to be kind of practical, I rounded that out with some vanilla bean buttercream. Been working on this brick. I'm almost done with it, which has been a long time. I am liking vanilla bean buttercream a little bit more this year than I have in the past. Appreciating its very rich, solid butteriness, which in the past used to bug me. So it's amazing how our noses change over time, little by little. Then what I'm doing today out here in the open concept, you guys, Here is a bar that I finally figured out how to tame, and now I'm sad that I probably only have a couple in my collection because just having it on its own, I would never buy it. This is Beach. I'm sure a lot of you have this because it always would get voted back for Bring Back My Bar, and it used to be this just terror of a bar that I did not want to get in my kit. But this, half a cube, I've got these whacked up, half a cube, little teeny sliver of this thing, mixed directly in a warmer with last year's brick Beach Daisy. I'm going to be so sad when I run out of Beach now because these two together, like a whole bunch of one of those brick cubes of Beach Daisy with a little sliver of Beach, creates the most beautiful summertime scent. So Beach is full of coconut and this funky papaya and suntan scent, where I do like it. It's just the strength, and too much of the strength then brings on some of this papaya funk. It's just one of those bars that's very divisive. Some people love it, which is why I think it would always come back for Bring Back My Bar. But then the rest of us are like, ooh, let's kind of put it over here, you know. But Beach Daisy, it's gotten better now that I've had a year for my brick to cure. But this is a very sweet sort of daisy and, what is it, like a green honeydew type scent and a little bit of fresh beach air. It's beautiful. But last year I'm like, I need something to carry the one because it's not strong enough, and I need something to kill the other. So I put them together, and it's one of my favorite direct mixes of all time, and I just had to share that with you. I know I shared that last year, but do that if you have both of them. I think you'll love it. Like 3/4 of the mix as far as volume should be Beach Daisy and just a little bit of Beach, whatever your number of cubes or number of warmers are. That's the best proportion unless you want it stronger. So then the other thing that I'm doing to balance that out today is Sun Castles, and this is in our current 10 bar like new releases section in the catalog. Oh man, pistachio, almond, coconut, sunny suntan goodness. It has balanced itself out a little bit. The first time that I tried to warm this back in February, I could barely smell it. Then I had a bar where it was so strong it made me almost sick. And this bar seems to be right in the middle, so it's sort of a Goldilocks moment of not enough, too much, and then just right. So this is very good, and I'm melting that with my Beach concoction. And then I have just a few things that were either in the basement or in a certain room or the bedrooms where it wasn't like out in the whole area. I did a pairing of Very Vanilla, which just goes with everything. This is in the catalog right now, and you see me use this every single week for pretty much everything. It's just a sweet, almost floral marshmallowy vanilla that I did a poll last week between Simply Vanilla. I didn't put vanilla cream on because I don't have that much of it. And then the Very Vanilla, and y'all don't really like Very Vanilla yet. I love it, but the performance of Simply Vanilla is definitely superior. And all of you were pointing that out and reminding me that I should keep my Simply Vanilla in my club because that's actually a good performer. So I will. But I did that in alternate warmers with Dapper Dawn, which is a Teddy Bees. This is an odd scent, but even though I've only had it for about a month, it started to balance out a little bit from the chocolate heavy, because I'll read you the notes, first sniffs that I got of this. This is Palo Santo, Creamy Cocoa, and Sensual Vanilla. And when I first smelled this, it reminded me very strongly of Hot Cocoa and Cream from Bath & Body Works. And just getting this little souffle of this, I'm like, I don't know if I should really melt this now, but I was just in a weird mood one evening where I wanted something different. So I grabbed this, and as I said, it's only been a month. I got more of the Palo Santo than I did in my initial sniffs a month ago, so I put it in the warmer. It's actually really, really good, which surprises me because I'm not a chocolate wax lover. But when you warm it, you get more of the vanilla and the Palo Santo that balances the chocolate, so it's almost more just like a really homey warm scent. It's not like you boiled over a double boiler making candy where your Hershey's got all over the place. It's really good, so I enjoyed that very much. A couple other things that were only in my bedroom because these are softer scents or I was trying things out. The Sunsets bar from the Star Wars lineup. Oh my goodness. When I sniffed these, I did not have scent notes. There's pink pepper and amber and maybe tobacco in here. Oh, this is so good, you guys. It's good for the first 24 hours. Now, the pink pepper note in here does get a little bit bitter as you are letting it melt out over a couple of days. So this is one where I would say don't let it go more than a day or you may not like it because it kind of turns. But man, that first day, it's a warm, light, but that pink pepper, just beautiful quality bar for a bedroom or a small relaxing space. So good. That one in my club too. And then Love and Happiness is something that I have in my bi-monthly all the time, and I was using this in my bedroom. It's just cozy. This gets stronger and stronger as it sits with the chestnut, the vanilla, and the powdered sugar. And then two things that I was doing from my Teddy Bees. Now this is probably one of my most cured Teddy Bees because I only started ordering it last August. This is called Beaches of Cheyenne, and this is about a year old because of when it was poured and when I got it and all this. I've already talked about this a week or two ago. I wish I could get more of this. It is so good. It's super subtle. So if you have this and you're a Teddy Bees person, this is, even after a year-ish, is not going to do much in a big space. You've got to put it in a small space. But there is something about this that is so addictive to me. I'll be sad when I finish my tub. Cocoa butter, cashmere, coconut milk, teakwood, citrus, warm sands, and cashmere cedar. And I am finding out probably my favorite oil when it comes to Teddy Bees is cashmere cedar. I just love it in anything. Oh, this is so good. So that is a great evening soothing scent. Now, this I may be melting a little prematurely. Oop, and I've got wax on my nose again. This is Sun-Kissed. So this is new. I tried a little bit out today just because, but I'll probably have to put it away because it didn't throw very well. This is black coconut, cassis, white blooms, tonka bean, driftwood, and a hint of lime. This is lovely. It's very summery. It's a little bit earthier than I thought it would be, but it's beautiful and light and delicate all at the same time. And that's probably that blending of the lime, the tonka bean, and driftwood, which is a little bit earthy. The coconut, I mean, it's gorgeous. But being that I only have the one souffle, this is that funny OG souffle size, I probably should put this away and let it get stronger so I don't waste what I've got. It's very pretty though. So that is everything that I have been melting through. I was worried I wouldn't get 15 minutes out of this video because I was a little bit down on the amount of wax that I was melting because I was working outside a lot this weekend and the weather's been nicer, and I'm not a great gardener, but I've been planting some flower beds, and we moved a couple of planters that have, you know, the legs, I forgot what those are called, like a garden box. It's one of those days where I'm forgetting everything while I'm filming. My father, here's a funny story before I let you go. My dad's a retired engineer. So if there's a problem, you ask Grandpa to fix it. So my younger daughter had wanted a couple years ago to be the gardening queen. Now she has a real job. She works at the ice cream shop in town. She's driving everywhere. She doesn't have time for plants anymore. So we've got these two garden beds, these raised bed things that are on the side of the house, but they are heavy as all get out because they have all this dirt in them now. So my husband and I, you know, were fit enough to move something, but I didn't want to move those that far. So my dad came up with this whole thing where he got his trusty garden cart. You know those engineering old men where they have their tools and they're going to use them a certain way. He's got this old garden cart with big, like bicycle buggy wheels on the side. And he found this, I don't know, some piece of scrap to put on top, and then these railroad tie things, and he invented this whole deal where we're going to pick up the boxes, we're going to shove the garden cart underneath, we're going to put the railroad ties in, I mean, not like real railroad ties, but they look like mini ones, and we're going to get that thing all the way across the yard and put them on your cement over here. So my mother and I and my dad managed to get the first one done, but it's heavy. So thank God my husband came home between jobs because we own a carpet cleaning business if you're not with me all the time. And he works out. He's so much stronger than the rest of us. And Dad's still pretty good, but he's in his mid-80s and we don't want him to get hurt. So he came over and helped me lift the super heavy other box. We got that over to the other side. So when those are looking somewhat better, I'll put a couple of pictures on Instagram of what I was doing this weekend. And that's how my dad helped me get these insanely heavy things moved all the way across our yard without hurting anybody. So I think that's enough story time. I don't do that a lot, but it was just cute watching him get all flustered about how he was going to help his daughter move these things. And he came up with a good solution because that's what engineers do. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.